Hi dear one, thank you so much for joining my channel today. My name is Karuna from Complex PTSD Made Simple. Several viewers and people with whom I collaborate have asked for a video about dissociation. There's several definitions of dissociation on the internet, and I'll bet you've read a lot of those definitions. But today we're going to look at the source of dissociation. I love to look at the source of an imprint. How did an imprint arise? How did a habit arise? How did it all begin? If we see the source of that imprint, then we're better able to lay it all bare, do a wide angle view of it, and not be so heavily identified with the imprint itself, in this case, dissociation. Dissociation, at its very essence, is an abandonment of your individual self. From a young age, we arrive in an environment that says you need to be something other than you are. Whether it be an overt abusive situation or a covert environment of denial, we are inundated with messages, you got to be something other than you are. At a very young age, generally pre-verbal, before the central nervous system is fully developed, then we learn, well, I got to be outside of myself. The result is we feel disembodied. Those of us who've dissociated live from here out. It's other. We're out here, the me-ness, the individual me is out here, but yet the body's here. What an odd feeling. And then we walk around in our world like that. Many of us don't even know the feeling of being present in the body with our trunk until we start to understand the unfolding of trauma in our lives. Because we've spent a lot of our time out here, living out here in the ethers, this will have some effects on the body, the physical body. One of the results of dissociation for the physical body is the stomach area, the area of digestion, the solar plexus will feel vacuous. There are going to be digestive issues, eating disorders, eating too little, forgetting to eat. Some of us will just not even know we have a body to feed, that kind of feeling. And some of us will also overeat for insulation. Uncertainty might be common, low self-worth might be common, and a sense that we don't have much to contribute to our world. These will be feelings, sensations, and feelings that manifest in the body because we've evacuated this amazing physical form we have. Dissociation also plays a major role in our healing. For those of us who've lived out here and we assume that that's what life is, we haven't known any other way, we haven't known being present in our body. For those of us who've lived out here, some of us might find a spiritual path and think, oh my goodness, the spiritual path is so amazing. But then we start to spiritually bypass. We, in essence, brush aside our humanity, brush aside the individual self, because it feels so good to be in the subtle realms. That's spiritual bypassing. It is a stage often in our healing, once you understand what we're talking about here on this video. To come to our whole essence, to return to our wholeness, and it is a return to your wholeness. I want you to always please remember, at your essence, you are well-being. In that return to our essence, our well-being, we want to bring the individuality with us, our individual self, our somebodyness. It's okay to have your somebodyness. Your ego isn't something to fight with. Your ego is a mechanism of creation. Once we reclaim our individuality, our somebodyness, our ego is a mechanism of creation, then we can better rest in that wholeness. And we feel we have something to contribute to the world. We're not living out here, or we're not in the backdrop or taking a back seat. We become an active participant in our world. Let's look at 3 things we can do to reclaim our experience in the body and lessen dissociation. The first thing I'm going to show you, it's so simple. You can take it with you wherever you go. It's so simple. Let's do it together. Bring your right hand up and take your fingers, the tips of your fingers, and very, very lightly and slowly rub your fingers together. Not fast. Just very lightly and slowly. And feel how this simple action drops us in. There's more of a dropped in feeling. Oh, my dissociation is less than 10%. You can do this in a meeting, you can do it at the market, you can do it when you're in a challenging conversation with a family member. Your hand can be under the table and you're very gently rubbing your fingers. It's a beautiful remembrance to be in your body, to inhabit your body as you speak, as you share, as you experience your world. Many of you know from being on the channel that movement is important in my life, and I encourage movement. I feel movement is under-prescribed in the realm of counseling, therapy, and mentoring. Nature made us with a strong backside, strong muscles in the glutes, strong muscles with the hamstrings. That tells us something right there. We want to follow the design of nature. Knowing this, wouldn't we want to have strong glutes and strong hamstrings? I've noticed that people who have stronger glutes and stronger hamstrings overall are healthier. One reason is that your metabolic rate improves, but also when you get in the lower body, you feel a connection to the physical presence. We get in our lower body when we feel and develop and work our low body. We're more connected with embodiment itself. I have some videos on my channel that help develop the glutes and the hamstrings. These videos are all levels. They're brief. I've put the links in the text below. The third thing I want to mention is also not often talked about in healing environments and healing sessions. Refined sugar fuels dissociation. Refined sugar changes our brain function. Refined sugar keeps us out in a more hypervigilant state, of course, then we crash. But it fuels this sense of being out of ourself. I invite you to look at your refined sugar intake. And I know this from a personal journey. When I lessened my intake of refined sugar, I could start to feel my brain function shift. My energy levels were more consistent. I felt more in my body. And that's what we want to do. We want to enhance this feeling of reclaiming our trunk. When we reclaim the trunk, when we reclaim the solar plexus, the individual identity, we feel more present, more here. We bring our individuality and our somebody-ness with us as we return to the essence of well-being that we already are. From there, there's a sense of wholeness because we have embraced our humanity. We haven't rejected it. We haven't said, I got to be somebody other than I am, which is the essence of dissociation. We've brought dissociation full circle. We've reclaimed our individual entity, and we settle and we soak in the truth of our essence as well-being. It will wash over the imprints. It will wash over the residues. It will wash over that old idea that you had to be somebody other than you are. And it'll just start to soak and start to settle and start to drift away. I really hope that this video is helpful today. I'm always open to your suggestions for videos. Please add your ideas in the comments below, and I'll see you right back here on the channel very soon.